All right, I've got to. I'm going to go out of chronological order here because I want to put all the Braun Breaker in the same place. But I want to talk about the Brian Pillman Jr. package because a lot of people were talking about it on Twitter. They they have taken him and twisted this from what the expectations were of a second generation wrestler, the Brian Pillman Jr., smiling baby face, and turned it completely around. I like it because it's not only is it a nice little twist on what you would expect, but it's true. He was so young when Brian died that he didn't know his father. He didn't grow up being influenced by his father. He was raised by a stepfather, but they're doing the psychological thing where he doesn't want to be compared to his father. He's not that guy. He's his own man, and he looks single white female-ish like his fucking dad, right? That's the point. That it's going to be the psychological trauma being pulled in both directions. He can't get out of the shadow of his father and escape him, even though he wants to, but he's doing everything he can to look like him, but he changes his name to his real father figure's name, King. I don't know about Lexis. It sounds like one of the girls, though, doesn't it?
Someone told me he was after his sister. I don't know if that's true. Her name was Alexis.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Lexis King sounds like one of the fucking girls.
It's not, that's my biggest problem with the whole thing. Even if you want to go down this road of him denouncing his father, if he's going to change his name, it has to be a good name.
Yeah.
Lexis King to me doesn't.
I don't mind the King. Not sure about the Lexis.
Why not just Brian King if that's the case? That
could have been a thing.
Maybe it'll be my thing.
Well, you keep your thing to yourself but anyway, I like the package, and I'm again, they could have portrayed Brian as a wonderful, sympathetic babyface in AEW back a while back. And in that, kind of with the Dark Side episode and etc. And then that opportunity passed and he was just floating. So now somebody's doing something with him, and in record time, by the way, to see whether he's going to get over or not, because he's not had a chance to this point to really do anything in any major place that would catch on. So he's got that.
Yeah, and AEW, who's just another guy running around on that show, it just so happens that his name was catchy because you remember his dad, but he was never really used in an effective way, and they certainly never capitalized on anything when they could. Quickly, WWE's done more, even though I'm not a fan of this name change. And mostly he was a babyface. So bringing him in as a heel, maybe he'll tap into something we haven't seen yet with him.
And at the same time, again, you've got to have a chance. He was tag team partners with Griff Garrison. Poor fella. Looks like a fucking 6-foot-tall Q-tip. And the Varsity Blondes. What? Because they looked like they were college age, and Brian's father was a fucking college athlete. I mean, it was gaga. This is something you might be able to hook into. But
if I could just say one last thing, but again, what message are you sending to anyone in AEW who you're interested in when their contract's up? Between Jade Cargill, Cody Rhodes, now even Pillman Jr. Every single person, I mean, I'm trying to think of who would have been the opposite, who has come back from AEW, the OC, but that's a different kind of thing altogether. But everyone who's come from AEW, they've been treated much better here than AEW ever treated them.
Well, it's kind of, they're probably seeing it now as, okay, we can be here in high school and at least we've got a job, but what we need to aspire to is go to college and learn how to do this shit for real. And that's what they're doing. Or in the case of Cody, who already knew, it's go to a place where I can actually do this shit for real.
Yeah, because if Cody had stayed with AEW, if him and Tony had been able to heal the issues and Cody had stayed there, he'd be miserable today.
Well, either that or he'd be on, the opposite side of a campaign by the Buckaroos because he was getting too big for his britches. And they'd have to punk him out of the company, so to speak.
So to speak.
So to speak.